Welcome to Wednesday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and it is all about Trump, especially here at Top Gun Options. Now, some of you saw on our Facebook page the other day, my son and I bumped into Jenna Hagerbush, former first daughter, and then last night, my son and I bumped into Ivanka Trump, and their place is literally one story below, and they are sitting out on the balcony having breakfast. So, great lady, great American. I met her and her husband last night, talked about the Joint Strike Fighter, and she made national news this week because she's got her top secret clearance, and I think she's actually going to be sitting in on the NSC meetings. So, very, very big deal. Great lady, very gracious, very knowledgeable about the F-18, the Joint Strike Fighter, and so is her husband. So, pretty neat. And like I put in my post here on our Facebook page, make sure you go there, you click like, and get the word about Top Gun Options. But I want to be reincarnated as my son. I mean, seriously, two first daughters in 2 days, and he's 16. So that's a big smile on his face. Okay, speaking about Trump, obviously yesterday's rip your face off implosion was the end potentially of the hope and change rally. Right? I said this whole thing since the election, we nailed all of this. We nailed everything, including the sell the inauguration, the Fed. We've nailed all of this. And I said, hey, out here in this white space is Iran, North Korea, Russia, and if Trump doesn't get if the market doesn't believe that he can get his agenda passed, we're done for. Well, yesterday we saw a little bit of that when you see a nervous president go to Capitol Hill and behind closed doors kind of try and shun guys into supporting this train wreck. You know it's bad. So it looks like the current number is 27, and this is, here's the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Every Democrat voted for this piece of shit, and now Republicans, it's they put this thing in like a bun and put some Tabasco on it, but guess what? It still is what I just called it. So amazingly, 27 Republicans are the ones that are holding out on this, saying it's still crap, man. Fix it. So yesterday it was 17 people against, 25 by the close of the day, and now as of this morning it's 27. So the number's actually growing. So him going down there and doing the old Moose and Rocco impersonation from New York, going, hey, you don't support this, maybe you don't retain your seat next year. Not the smartest tack, but this guy is really turning out to be not the sharpest tool in the shed. So again, I sent out an urgent alert last night, a bear put spread that'll show you out to April 28th, towards the end of April. We're going to know pretty quickly about this. Like I said, my urgent alert video, folks. If he doesn't get this passed, we're going down. We're going down through 2,300. I'll show you the bear put spread that I sent out to my members. But remember, as options traders, we don't care. I mean, as an American, we care if the stock market goes up, everybody happy, big smiles. But as an options trader, hey man, this thing can go up, down, sideways. We don't care. If his agenda's not going to get passed, we'll get skinny on some of our longs, add to some of our longs. A Goldman Sachs, a J.P. Morgan, you have got to love, especially J.P. Morgan below 90. You'd be an idiot not to get into these names, because even if this healthcare thing fails this time, it'll eventually get passed. It'll get passed with all the fixes, which should make it better, and he's going to eventually get back on track to his agenda. So I would use this as and we talked about this terminology yesterday, BTFD, buy the frigging dip. That's the mentality. So right now we're in a holding pattern. Market's just wallowing. S&P's up 5. A little bit of a dead cat bounce here. Sorry, PETA, but and that's why somebody just asked about an iron condor in the ready room, and I'll answer that here in a couple minutes when I get off my sit rep. But folks, I wouldn't be putting any cap on anything right now. If the healthcare passes, the Trump trade technically should be back on, and we might see half this implosion. We might get back, or we might get back all of it and start heading uphill. So you don't want to be, I'm telling you, you don't want to be short this market, even though it feels like this whole investors reverse course. And I got to tell you, at least talking to a lot of heavies around this place, any excuse or any pullback here on any of this stuff is an excuse to get long. Do we really think for the next 3.5 years it's going to be an absolute train wreck? It could be, but that's not what I'm hearing with a lot of smart folks out here. But here's the bear put spread, and yeah, shockingly, it is a debit spread that I sent out to my traders. This is actually risking $5,000. So if this trade if the market recovers, rip your face off rally, this trade, quote, loses $5,000. But I don't think of a hedge as a loss. I slept better at night because if this one does hit max profit, if we do implode below 2,300 on the S&P, which we could very well do, folks, we're only 49 points yesterday, and we were down 30 yesterday. So we could sneeze if the healthcare thing fails, and we're going through 2,300. This trade could potentially make 20 grand. So a $5,000 hedge to potentially make 20 in this type of market, this is a no-brainer to put this on, okay? And for my weekly options, folks, again, it's a lucky strike moment. The bull put spread, the second one that I sent out is only down about $750. It's the 2340, 2345. We talked about how just about every technician in the world right now is watching that 2350 level on the S&P. We were saying it was this 2360, 2365 line, and that was it. But now it's the new 2360 is 2350-ish, right where we are right now, folks. And this is a binary trade right now. We're either going up or we're going down. Ain't no way we're going to wallow around here because, like I said, we're going to know tomorrow, Friday, if he's got the votes to pass this thing. And if he doesn't, look out below. And if he doesn't, and you don't have one of these hedges on, look out really below. But again, folks, even if it implodes, we're not going to zero, okay? Look at the financial tsunami of 2008. Oh, my God, the world's ending. I was in the CBOT when the VIX hit 80, 90, whatever it was. The sun will rise the next day after the Obamacare train wreck, and we'll recover, and we'll get back airborne. So I'd be using any opportunity like this to get longer on some of my longs, okay? I got to run. I'm going to go ski Highlands today, do one of their fondue, champagnes, all those type of things with some 500-pound heads, and I'm going to pick their brains. Pretty interesting, though, folks. A lot of the things that I've been saying to some of these, quote, geniuses of Wall Street, one guy was writing down notes in his phones and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that we talk about here, a lot of, quote, smart traders aren't even looking at, and they kind of get white in the face. So I think we're doing a pretty good job here. All right, I got to get going. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back with Thursday's market SITREP when I head back to the MIA or South Florida tomorrow. We'll see.